coming up on an all-new episode of B to the Third Power. Join us as we sit down with Aiyana, founder of Perspective Counseling and Therapy. Then, Samia Bingham is in the house from the Flavors Culinary Group, sharing all about their new venture. This is an episode you don't want to miss. B to the Third Power starts now. Welcome to B to the Third Power here on Urban Style Media. It is a beautiful, beautiful rainy day in our neighborhood. But what's up, Sherri? How are you today, baby?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. I am so good. It feels so good to see you. We talk all week long, but we never really get to see each other.
I know. I love this.
I know. But you know what we do. Let's go on and catch up.
Let's catch up. So,
what has been going on in your life this past week?
Nothing much. I had a pretty chill weekend, so nothing much on my end.
Not you. And, you hold events like you do something like every weekend. First you was all slow and I'm resting, and now all of a sudden every time you turn around, well, I did this. I had a pop up this, and I did a pop up.
Right. Yeah, I was doing a few, but I haven't done any lately. I was supposed to do one Saturday, but it got canceled. So I've just been chilling and continuing to enjoy things in the house and switch some things around and all of that good stuff. So
have you guys finished the work you were doing in the house?
Yeah, we finished most of it. So now it's just the little stuff that needs to be done, with the electrical plates and those need to be changed and just little stuff. But for the most part, all of the big stuff is done that I can afford to do right now. Because that stuff was mandatory, but the other stuff is just going to have to wait.
I understand.
Gonna have to wait, girl. Home ownership is, if I knew then what I know now.
You would have prepared better.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, make sure you save before you buy a house. Please save.
Always, because you never know what's going to happen. That's for sure. Because like even now, like we're experiencing the same thing. So it's like, everything was new and you didn't have to worry about anything. But now all of a sudden the AC breaks down and all this other stuff is happening. You like, man. And all I could say was I just laughed it off and said, well, welcome to home ownership.
Yeah, and things don't last like they used to last.
No, it does seem like that, right? Or maybe it just seems that way to us because when we were kids, we never saw any of all of this stuff happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your parents took care of it and that was that.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
so what did you do over the weekend?
I have I don't even know. My weekends seem to run together, but my mom is recovering from surgery, so we're taking care of her, which she's good now. She's doing really, really good.
Good.
I did have some exciting things. I showed you earlier, but I'm gonna show you. I'm so happy I got my first harvest from my garden. My little cucumber. So I cannot wait to cut into that. So just enjoy that. But for the most part,
exciting.
It's a blur outside of the garden and
taking care of mom. It's a blur, whatever I did. But
I know, right? And it seems like it goes by so fast. And by us being in the house, like our days are running into each other. You don't even know what day it is.
You don't. You really don't. And so it's like, it's hard to keep up. It's like 1 minute you look and you're like, oh man, you blink and it's Monday or it's Friday again.
Yeah.
Like, where did the time go?
But back to the whole gardening thing. So Brandon started a little garden.
Yes, Brandon, yes.
And he bought me over a bag of little cherry tomatoes. Girl, he's so excited about those tomatoes. So I actually had some of those for lunch today. So yeah, he was excited about. So I understand your excitement about.
It's exciting when you start to see things coming in.
Right,
so
exactly.
Now it's time to get started on the winter garden. So that's going to be fun. Planting my seeds for that. But
what are some things that you can plant during the winter?
So I'm still learning. So don't, take my word as gospel because I'm still learning.
Right.
But I think you can do like kale. You can do some of the root vegetables like carrots, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure you can still do green beans, stuff that you're still able to eat during the winter time.
Okay.
But this whole gardening thing, if I really be honest, has taken me back to my childhood. Yeah. Like I remember growing up, gardening is nothing new. It's not that I actively participated in, but I've always seen it growing up. Like my grandparents had a humongous garden in their backyard.
Yeah.
And my grandmother used to literally take what she, harvested from there and she would can. So a lot of our fruits and vegetables and stuff that we ate came from their garden and them canning, like even during the winter months when the garden was not up and running, we would still be eating, harvest from where she canned it. I told my mom, I was like, maybe we should get into canning. My mom said, I'm down if you down. So
I know that's right. You know what? My grandfather, I remember when my grandfather and I would go out into the garden and we would pick the string beans, the cabbage and and different things, the tomatoes, the cucumbers. And we would literally, me and him would sit in the yard with the water hose, wash off the string beans.
Mm-hmm.
You, one for me. One for, like raw, just straight out of the garden. That's how we would eat it. Like he would take the knife, he would cut something, a couple of tomatoes. A couple of tomatoes, and we would like sit there and eat that. Like that was fun times.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some exciting things coming up for sure. And listen, Sherri, I might have to bring you over here. We may have to find out how to social distance, set up my little fall garden.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would love to. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, we should do that. Do that. We'll talk about what that looks like.
Okay.
But before we get into all of that, we have some amazing things coming up that we want to make sure we mention to you guys. We run it on social media, but we want to make sure that everyone is aware of some of the great things we have coming up. So the first thing we want to talk about is August the 23rd. We are hosting our Youth Summit Town Hall. And we want to make sure that parents know that they can go and register. This is an event that's going to be live broadcasted so that people can participate as an audience that way. But for those of you who want to have a voice in the conversation and be a part of the conversation, please know that you must go to Eventbrite and register. You will, the tickets are free, but you must register in order for you to be able to have a voice in the conversation and actually be able to participate on the panel. So parents, please get your youth involved. We're looking for entrepreneurs. We're looking for youth advocates and youth activists. We want to talk to you. We want to hear your voice. We want you to join the conversation as we put the pieces together for change. Be sure, go to Eventbrite. Look for the B3rdPower Youth Town Hall Summit. Register today.
And even if your child is not involved or have anything going on, but you just want them to be a part of the conversation, to hear some youth their age, some of their peers talking about some of the things that they're doing and what they're involved in, and maybe even how they can get involved, make sure that you register your teen or your youth to view the show. It's going to be nice.
Absolutely. Now, on to the next exciting thing that we have going on that we want to make sure gets mentioned. It's the B3rdPower Community Champion Awards. Woo, woo, woo.
Yes.
That is where we are recognizing all of our power movers, game changers in our community. We want to recognize you. If you have a nomination for someone that you think deserves a B3rdPower Community of Champion Award, please be sure to email us at B3rdPower@gmail.com. That's B3RD@gmail.com.
And real quick, let me remind you real quick, just to throw it out there, we're going to make the announcement soon of the categories that we have. But we have the Being Intentional Award. We have the Bridging Gaps Award, the Building Communities Award, and then the overall B3rdPower Award. And that is the individual or group or organization that has all three of the what?
Right.
Intentional, right? So
it has all of the B's, all three B's,
being intentional,
bridging gaps, and your building community. You're demonstrating all of those aspects.
Make sure you send us that email. We'll definitely be sending out some forms and everything for people to complete online. So send them in.
Absolutely. Now, it's time to get ready, honey, because we have a fantastic show lined up for you tonight. We have two great guests, amazing guests. We have Samia of Flavors Culinary Complex, the Culinary Group, joining us, Samia Bingham, and Aiyana, of Perspective Counseling and Therapy. It's going to be a game-changing night, you guys. So make sure that you stay tuned, because you know what we got to do. As always, we got to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll be back with Samia Bingham of Flavors Culinary Group. Go and get your snack. What kind of snack they getting, Sherri?
Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and get our healthy snacks. I'm all for it. I'm here for it. Get your healthy snacks. Like T. Lynn showed earlier, get yourself a slice of a cucumber or something.
Oh, man, that sounds good. Yes, and come on right back. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media.
Join us for a B3rdPower special edition. It's the Virtual Youth Summit Town Hall, presented by Keon Works. We're continuing the conversation and putting the pieces together for change. August the 23rd, 2020 at 5 p.m. We're calling all youth advocates, entrepreneurs, and empowerment program directors. Register today at eventbrite.com. This is an episode you don't want to miss. B3rdPower Youth Summit Town Hall. Be there.
Is it showing live on B3rdPower?
No, but I can put it there. I can put it there now.
I'm going, where is it at? Urban Style?
Yeah, it's on Urban Style. Welcome back to B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media. We are so excited to have in the house joining us tonight, Miss Samia Bingham of Flavors Culinary Group. How are you, Samia?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
You are most welcome. We have been trying to get you on for a while. You were scheduled before, way back in March, and then things happened with COVID. But we're so glad that we were able to bring you back because you have some amazing things going on, and we definitely want the community, especially the DMV community, to know all about you guys. So why don't you take a few seconds and just tell us about who Flavors is?
Absolutely. So again, thank you so much for having me. Flavors Culinary Group is a boutique hospitality management and culinary industry solutions firm based in the Prince George's County, Maryland, specializing in food service management for local, state, and federal government clients through partnerships with the best private chefs and catering firms worldwide, and specifically right now in the DMV.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you guys have I got to get to know you guys from the commercial kitchen project that you have coming forward 2021, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's exciting because when you are in the food and beverage business, you find kitchens, but you normally have to go into DC or further out to really get the good commercial kitchen that's fully up and running, that has all that you need. So it'll be great to have someone closer to home to be able to do that. And it'll be a great asset to Prince George's County as well. So what made you guys, I know you dabbled in a few other things before, what made you guys want to come forward and do the culinary group?
So we had started, my husband and I, we wanted to see how we could combine forces. So my background is real estate and government contracts, and my husband has a background in food, just him being a foodie. So he became a vegetarian a few years ago. So he was looking for his vegetarian friends.
Okay.
So he wanted to start a food truck, and we ran into challenges trying to pretty much find a commercial kitchen. And of course, we live in Charles County. So commuting to DC, which was the only commercial kitchen at the time, with the traffic, that was just not going to work.
Right.
So with my background in real estate and contracts, we were already doing some government contracts that had some lanes in food service management. Of course, partnering with other local chefs, because that is not my lane. I stay in my lane.
Right.
So managing contracts is my thing. And so we started partnering with some local chefs to provide their services. And so it made a perfect marriage for us to try to figure out how we could bring about a commercial kitchen community to Prince George's County, which is where I was born and raised.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
So what are some of the services that Flavors offers?
Absolutely. So with the commercial kitchen, first and foremost, it's a community. That is very important to us. And we don't have too many spaces for Black and Brown culinary entrepreneurs to exist and also to elevate in our businesses. So first and foremost is community. Then we have two shared kitchens. We have a savory kitchen for our non-confectionery members. And then we have a second confectionery kitchen, lockable storage, demo kitchen, meeting rooms, and open workspaces for our members.
Awesome. I love how you're separating the bakery from everyone else, because that's big. When you're a baker, you want to be able to get in, and you may not need your stuff cross-contaminated with other meats and, all that good stuff. So it's good to separate that out. But one thing that you said, which is amazing, is the demo kitchen. So what will people get out of the demo kitchen? Like, is that just for them to, test their, share their food with other people, or like really full-blown rent it out to do classes and stuff?
So because we are a strictly member-based community, this is our chef's playground, our entire facility. So we wanted our chefs to be able to do all of their services in one place. So hold tastings, record a podcast, write their blogs, or, train some other chefs, host their own private events, COVID friendly right now, of course.
Right.
So pretty much the demo kitchen is for the chefs to have their private space when they don't need to be in the shared open space with the other members.
Amazing.
Okay.
That sounds great. That sounds amazing.
I love how you said you stay in your lane as well, because I know my last name is cooking everything, and I've said this 100 times on the show, but just cooking and baking is just not my thing. So I truly understand staying in your lane, but it sounds exciting. I might attend a tasting, but won't be doing any cooking.
We will keep you out of the kitchen.
Keep me out of, and I won't, and I'm not hurt. My feelings are not hurt at all.
Crazy girl. Oh my goodness. So Samia, one more question that I have. So you guys, I know that you guys have done classes along the way. Are your classes open to the public, and how can they connect with you guys if they want to partake of some of the classes that you offer?
Sure. So at first, when we started building the community was going to be exclusive to our members that are actually joining the kitchen. So when we first started, we launched our preliminary campaign from Thanksgiving of last year to May 1st. And we welcomed 30 amazing local DMV chefs into the community. So since then, we welcomed an additional 10. So we're now at 40 members. And so all of our members are in a private community on Facebook. And we're bringing in different business development professionals to do different classes, workshops. But we have been getting some chefs that are interested that are not in the DMV, so they wouldn't be able to partake in Flavor's kitchen services right now. But we are preparing to open our culinary community to other culinary members outside of the DMV. So that'll be coming in a couple of weeks. We're working with the team to try to solidify that and just to make sure that we are still serving our kitchen members, but we're also going to be able to open up some of the classes to other culinary entrepreneurs around the world.
Have you guys considered going into the public school system and bringing in, the culinary programs that they have within the system there, or possibly going to the schools?
Absolutely. So we got connected with Prince George's County Culinary Program, Prince George's County Community College Culinary Program, and definitely interested in speaking to them more about our services once we get closer to opening. And then there's also one in Charles County at North Point High School. So we're definitely opening up that, first of all, our outreach opportunities for those startup chefs that are coming out of the college programs and even the high school programs. So thanks for bringing it up.
Awesome.
So you mentioned that you had your members where you opened up like your founding members. And you've added more. Is that still available for people who may be watching today and like, oh my goodness, I've been looking for something like this in the area? Is it still open to people, or are you guys completely closed for your founding members?
No, we are actually continuing to welcome founding members.
Okay.
So we're in phase 2 of that. So if you're a chef, you're aspiring chef, full-time chef, we welcome our culinary entrepreneurs. So you can head over to our website at whatsyourflavor.co. No M at the end. So again, that's whatsyourflavor.co. We're also on Instagram at Flavors Nation and also Facebook at Flavors Nation.
Awesome sauce. So for all you culinary geniuses out here, your chefs in the DMV that are looking for a new kitchen to get with, make sure you get in with Flavors as a founding member. You don't want to miss this opportunity, because I know for a fact, because I've talked to Miss Samia, there are some perks to you becoming a founding member now. So if you want to get in, this is the good time to get in. You don't want to miss these perks, baby. They some good perks. You don't want to miss them perks.
And I'm really excited for you guys because you've definitely tapped into an industry that, will always be here, but you found a great niche. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how you guys blossom from here.
Absolutely. And just, food service in general will always be an essential service. Yeah. And so our members, all of our members don't aspire to own their own restaurants. However, they do aspire to operate virtual kitchens, ghost kitchens. And of course, in Prince George's County with so many food deserts, we want to provide healthier options, not so many fast food options. So the DoorDash and the Uber Eats, they'll be coming to Flavors to pick up, meals and delivering to the local community. And also,
awesome. Yeah.
I was going to say that's amazing all in itself. Amazing. So I love it. Like, I'm so excited. I just over here got excited because like your husband's vegetarian and I'm newly vegan, and I'm not going to lie. Like, your choices for food, sometimes like we literally have to go into DC to find, really good vegan restaurants. There's not that many around our area that we live in, and we don't always want to eat fast food because there's so many hidden ingredients that it just takes you off course. But to know that you are establishing something where people can possibly get in contact with a vegan chef that will deliver by Uber Eats, like, that makes my socks go up and down over here. I'm over here excited. Like, when is Flavors coming? Can I get a date, please? Because I need to know what chefs you got coming in there.
Yes.
Like, seriously.
And we'll be, the chefs, our current chefs will be on our whatsyourflavor.co website in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. So again, make sure y'all hook up with Flavors. But there's one thing that I want to, before we let you go, Samia, there's one thing that I wanted to tap into, and I definitely wanted to make sure you share it with everyone. Flavors is not only helping with the culinary side of things, you guys are also helping people establish their businesses, because there are some people who will come into the kitchens and not know anything about what they need to do to properly set up their businesses. A lot of people are just like, oh, well, I heard I needed to be at a commercial kitchen, but they've been cooking out of their home for so long, they don't understand all that goes into properly setting up your business. Can you share a little bit with the audience with our viewers about what all you offer as far as setting up on the business side of Flavors and helping your members?
Absolutely. So we originated because our company is a federal government contractor. So that's the lane that we come from first. So business development for us is a must. So we have not only educated ourselves in the food and beverage industry by becoming Serve Safe certified and also becoming a proctor now. So we'll be able to bring in those Serve Safe instructors to teach our members, how to become or how to operate in the kitchen safely. But not only that, if we don't know, if we don't have the expertise, we know how to access, and we have many resources and partners that teach in specific areas. So as an example, last week in our Flavors private community, we had attorney Takora Davis come in to discuss trademarks. So you're not going to find those types of services, in any other culinary community or kitchen, within the DMV. So we're going to help you, and we're going to connect you with the people that you need to meet to grow your business the proper way. And we don't want our Black and brown businesses to stay small. We want our Black and brown businesses to elevate and emerge from the place in which they started. So becoming a member of Flavors it's a requirement for you to elevate your business. You're not just coming in and turning on a stove. If you're not ready to elevate, then we can refer you to some other kitchens.
I know that's right.
I love it. I love it. You have to come prepared to grow and to go to the next level. Well, it has been so amazing chatting with you tonight, Samia. And just one more time, please share your contact information so that everyone will know how to get with you to sign up for those that are looking for a home in the DMV as a chef. Where can they reach you at?
Absolutely. So just think of our tagline, what's your flavor? And when we say what's your flavor, we're asking you, what's your story? Where's your brand? So think whatsyourflavor.co. And then you can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Flavors Nation.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'm so glad you decided to join us tonight, and we will definitely be in touch. So I can come out and do some tastings. Indeed.
I'm about to say we might have to utilize them as a resource for our upcoming events as we're able
definitely.
to get back together, but do our events. We might have to contact them for some of their magnificent chefs over there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We are ready.
Well, thank you so much, Samia, again for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you. Listen, she gave so much good information. Again, if you are searching for a home, make sure you check them out. And don't get me wrong, you know, we're promoting her because she's offering something great. But at least give them a try. You know, find the kitchen home that's best for you, but definitely check them out. You never know how much it'll be a blessing to your business to connect with them. Okay, even though it's a future kid, you know, they're in the founding stages. This is still a great time to get in. Like she said, you get some perks for coming on in her founding membership. At least do yourself a favor and at least connect with her to see what they are offering and how they may be a good fit for you. Okay, reach out.
And you know, like I always say, everybody has their thing, right? Yeah. If you're a cook, get out your kitchen, and you're a baker, get out your kitchen, get with Flavors Nation so that they can help you and guide you into making that thing work for you. You understand? If you love this thing and you're putting your heart and your soul into it, go to that next level. Don't be afraid. Go to that next level and make that thing happen. Flavors Nation will guide you through that process. I'm quite sure that they have a lot of people that they can, you know, hook you up with and network with. And listen, you can do this. You can do this. You know, if you make good macaroni and cheese, make good macaroni and cheese. If you know what I mean, like, stop saying, "Oh well, no." Do it. Just do it.
If it's in your heart and you've been doing it out your kitchen, go on and make that thing legit. Get in that commercial kitchen and take your business to the next level. People are hungry, honey. They hungry and they tired of eating fast food.
Because I'm not cooking. I'll be there.
Well, thank you again, Samia. Coming up next, you guys, we are so excited to have back with us again Miss Aiyana Mayat, honey. She's come to talk to us about her new project and business, Perspective Counseling and Therapy. Please share your contact information. We're excited so much to have us join us, and we'll be right back on the other side of this break. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media.
Executive Staffing provides top-level executive staffing to federal and private sector companies globally at the most competitive price. They are experts in coordinating and expediting projects from design to development. Global Executive Staffing is a Department of Veterans Affairs, Center for Veterans, certified service-disabled veteran-owned small business. To connect with Global Executive Staffing, go to www.gestaff.com.
Watch the screen. Oh.
Hello, 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 and welcome back to B3rdPower. We just had an amazing segment with Samia with Flavors Nation, and we are back and in the house. We have our awesome returning guest, Aiyana. How are you?
I'm good. So happy to be back with you.
Yes, it's so good to see you, and I'm so glad you could fit us in because I know that you are busy, busy, busy.
Busy ain't the word.
I always got time for y'all, so I'm just happy to be back.
Yes, you have some amazing things going on, and you have just launched a monumental project. And listen, we need to hear all about it. So why don't you tell us what the big deal really is?
Thank you. Well, I am. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. It's been something that's been on my heart for a long time. And you know how you just have something in your heart and you be like, one day. And then I said, you know what? Today just need to be today. Just go on ahead and start with what you have. So basically what's happening this summer in the next couple of weeks, we're launching Perspective Counseling and Therapy. We're already kind of up and going internally, but we haven't started seeing people yet. And we'll do that within the next few weeks. But Perspective is the ability for you to get counseling, get a therapist on your laptop or your computer, your smartphone, your tablet, and to be able to do that instantly, to be able to come on, to be able to be matched with a culturally competent therapist, because we are zoning in on and prioritizing the African American community and people of color. So we're making sure that we're meeting those needs, and you're able to basically have your therapist in your pocket, where you can, throughout the month, instead of the traditional model of once a week, I go for 1 hour and I talk, and then I got to wait till the next week. You can text message on the platform. You can have audio sessions, live video sessions, and have access to your therapist throughout the month. And so I think it's going to be, I know just from my experience, just working with people and talking to friends and that kind of thing, that we're all living life every day, and we have issues and different things going on, and to have support as you move along instead of having to kind of keep it all in one space and time makes things a lot easier. I think there are a lot of folks who would never find themselves getting up, getting in the car, driving to go see nobody to talk about nothing. They're just not doing it. They don't want nobody to know where they at. They're just not going to do that, especially with Black folks and people of color. So if you can just do that on your phone and keep it private and get some support, that also helps to kind of reduce some of the stigma that we know a lot of times in our community folks associate with counseling or therapy. So I'm excited because I think that it will allow for more access. And then the last thing I'll just say is that the cost, the cost of therapy for an hour, out-of-pocket cost is anywhere from $175 to $225. So this is going to be dramatically reduced in terms of cost, and allow for people to be able to access services and mental health supports, emotional supports that, a lot of folks would have never been able to do. So that's what's happening, and I'm excited about it.
Wow.
I'm excited as well. That's a lot, but you know what, is definitely something that is definitely needed, and to tap into the here and the now with the whole social media and with all of the pandemic and everything you tapping into right now. So I love it.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, what I love, I think the most about it is exactly what you said. Like, some people just won't do therapy or counseling because they don't want to have to go out of their comfort zone to someone else's facility, or, I don't have time for it. But it's like literally you have taken the excuses off the table and said, listen, if you need help, here are multiple ways to get it. You no longer have to say, I don't have time to go sit on someone's sofa to talk to them, or in someone's office. Now I can get it via my phone, or I can get it via, my computer. I think that's amazing, and something that we so need in our community for people to get help. So I commend you. I commend you for having the courage, because I saw you. You was like, listen, this is so big, and I'm so nervous, but I love it, and I commend you, and just for having the courage. I'm so excited, so excited.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of things that get in the way for all of us when it comes to, I've talked to so many people who say, like, I could have, gotten some some third party perspective or some outside perspective or somebody to help me out. But I just didn't take the time. And even those of us who, I do think in our community, there are a lot of strides being made in terms of how people see therapy and counseling, especially with Black women. You know, we're moving along like, anybody got time for that? I'm about to go to see a therapist so I can get some support and minimize my stress. But I do know that there's still greater numbers of folks who have, you know, like, oh, that means I'm crazy or this, or I'm not doing that, or I got a problem. And so the fact that you can access, you know, a therapist and somebody who's culturally competent through your device, I think is more than revolutionary, because not only is it important in terms of the access, but a lot of times, I think I posted on social media not that long ago. I don't remember what it was, but somebody posted like, I need somebody who's gonna be able to understand what I'm saying. I can't. When I say I'm tight, this got me tight over here. Like, I can't unpack and explain that. If I start to talk about what happened in my family, I need some cultural relevance. And cultural competence is important. Like, if you don't know that people are not judging you, they understand where you're coming from, then it messes up the rapport, and you don't even feel safe to be able to really talk with that person because you don't know how they're looking at you. And the reality is that the research shows that there is provider bias, that Black people get misdiagnosed more, that Black women, the way that we demonstrate, so to speak, can be perceived as, like this is a diagnosis that they need to have versus just being able to understand some of our expressiveness. So that stuff has been reported and documented in research in terms of how our needs have not been met. And there is the idea that Black people can, and this has been historically written down, tolerate pain more, physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain. So if there is the ability to offer you something that will help you with what's happening with you, that folks will not offer as many resources to you when it's not someone of color who understands. And it's not that all people of color all the way together, because sometimes we can be the worst in terms of some of the ways that we can show up, but we can do that to our own people. But there's a lot of research. My point is, around how Black people specifically are treated in the mental health, communities and that kind of thing. And so we need folks who are able to kind of understand where we are. And so that's really a big passion of mine, because I was a teenager who went in therapy at the age of 15. I've been in and out of therapy my entire life, and I was with a Black woman therapist. And I needed somebody other than my mother, my auntie, this person in church, or around. I needed somebody who was outside of my circle, who I could talk to, who could validate me and also challenge me at the same time. And it's been life-changing for me. And so I think everybody deserves that right.
Yeah, I do too. I totally agree with you. I think the first time I spoke with a therapist was my first year in college when I was away at school, and changed my life. But I understand the stigma that's associated with it, and I want to encourage people and all of our listeners that are watching that, we're operating in dysfunction. We're totally, a lot of us are just walking in dysfunction every single day. That we, some of the traumas we've experienced, some of the things and neglect that we may have experienced, and we need to heal from that, because then we pass that on to our children, right? And we tell them, shut up, don't say nothing. What happens in my house stays in my house, and all of that kind of stuff. So we want to be careful with, even how we're talking to our children, about being able to express how they feel, so just be aware of what you're saying, how you're saying it to our young people. And like she said, at 15, if you have a teenager, let those babies go talk to somebody if they need to talk to somebody. Please let them talk to somebody. Things going out here in the world, and, all of this violence and everything, let them talk to somebody. Please let them talk to somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that alone is so needed just with our children. Because I think sometimes as parents, we always want to fix our children's issues. And then as a mother, if you can't fix it, then you might think something is wrong, but it's not necessarily something wrong. Sometimes they just really need someone that has no skin in the game, so to speak, to be able to truly voice how they feel, because they may feel uncomfortable telling it to you. But I agree with you, Aiyana, that we definitely need to make sure that we're changing the perspective, and it starts with us changing that perspective of what therapy really is. And I love what you're doing. You have an amazing group, and I definitely want you to tell everybody how they can get involved with the group, because the group alone, let me tell you, the group on Facebook alone gives you things to think about. Right. And to chime in, and it gives you open discussion. And I even think that's healthy, because it's questions that people are asking and may be scared to ask that are being asked in the group, and you're being able to discuss it as a whole to really, kind of think things out. Sometimes you just need to think it out or just talk it out. And I love that group. So tell everyone about the Facebook group that they can get involved with as well, to be able to jump into the conversation.
Sure. So the Facebook group is Therapy for Black Folks by Perspective. And if you just search Therapy for Black Folks, you'll see it. And it's been a blessing to me. It's been a blessing to a lot of folks. We have Tuesday night talks where we, interview someone, or we talk about, a topic or an issue that all comes from the group. People who are, asking to talk about this issue or that issue. Because really, when you think about it, when you're going to therapy, all you're talking about is life. You're talking about your relationships. You talk about, what happened or how you're feeling. So we're talking a lot about emotions, feelings, and situations, right? So we're doing that a lot. This Tuesday is a support group that we're going to be doing. So it won't be a live inside the group. There'll be a support group that is free to the public, just in terms of dealing with COVID-19 for Black folks and people of color. But it helps to be able to have a space to come in and view those kind of conversations. And then we just put out questions in the group that help people, kind of think. It's like questions for reflection. There's little self-discovery prompts to make you pause and be like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Or when was the last time I cried? And how did I deal with that? Or whatever. And then we have an opportunity for people to submit anonymous questions, and people will submit them. And it's hard to try to get them all into their little square, but I try to make sure I can to minimize it so that I can summarize the question. And then it allows for people to anonymously kind of put some of the stuff that they're dealing with out there and get feedback. And people seem to get a lot of value from that, because people want to know, like, am I tripping? Is there another way to think about this? And so it's become a really good community, and I'm looking forward to continuing to grow it.
Absolutely. That's one of my favorite things, is to see some of the anonymous questions and the reflections, because you post some great reflections. And I'm like, and they are things that make you think. And you're right. I think one of the last ones was, you did ask, when was the last time you cried? And most people don't think about that, because they think in terms of, oh, I have to cry because I'm sad. But I'm like, no, it's not or that I'm weak. And I'm like, no, crying is great cleansing. Sometimes you just need to sit somewhere and get a good cry out, to cry out those frustrations. And then once you wipe your tears, you get up and say, let's go to work. Sometimes you just need that release. And I'm not going to lie, I utilize my tears sometimes just to go on, sit somewhere and say, okay, let me just get this out. Because if you keep carrying it, it begins to fester. And sometimes if you just stop and just let it out, then it makes such a great difference. And then you get up and say, all right, let's rock. Let's go to work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people don't dismiss the crybaby. It's good.
I'm a utilizer of my tears too. I could be like, oh, that's what she do. I'm like, I know. I'm a cry. I'm listening to you, watching some, I'm touched by everything. I'm touched by my own stuff. So I'm one of those people, but I feel better after. I'm like, it's a way to get some stuff out there. Oftentimes we're moving so fast through all the things that we got to do every day. We don't take a minute to just be and get in touch. So I think it's very, very healthy.
Yeah, the group had me open up a little bit on the group too. And, I feel like that's one of the things that we don't talk about, as some of the traumas that we go through. And I know a lot of people might look at, abortion as different, but it's really not. it is a real trauma that you really experience and that you go through. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize the impact that it has on the female, you know, just mentally, just past physically, but mentally, how it impacts you. And I know I've talked to a lot of women who are and stuck in a certain place, in a certain area of their life. And it's usually related back to when that procedure or when that, you know, that decision had to be made. And so, you know, it's very important that, you know, I always tell women, especially when they open up to say that they've gone through that, to definitely find someone to talk to, because it is something that you deal with, especially in your unconscious. Your unconscious brings it back to you more than when you're conscious. But yeah, it definitely, you know.
Yeah.
So if you haven't figured out yet, audience, B3 family, make sure you connect with perspective, baby. It's good for your soul. It's so good for your emotions. It's good for your mental health. It's good for the body overall. So make sure you connect with them. And Aiyana, tell us how they can do that again.
Absolutely. So you can connect again on Facebook by going to Therapy for Black Folks by Perspective. That's the Facebook group. On Instagram, we're also Therapy for Black Folks, brand new page over there. And then you can visit the website at therapyforblackfolks.org.
There you go. Make sure you connect. I'm telling you, if you don't do anything else, make the first move and go to Facebook and join the group, Therapy for Black Folks. It is an array of conversation over there, from church hurt to relationships to your personal stuff, you know, things that you're carrying emotionally and you just haven't dealt with. It's an array of conversation over there that you definitely want to be sure to join so that your healing process can begin. All right.
That's right.
Well, Aiyana, we thank you so much for joining us and for coming on. We know over there on the West Coast, it's the middle of the day and you still hopping and flying and it's still your work day. So we want to respect your time tonight, but we thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you with us for sure. And I can't wait to bring you back again to see what else you and Mr. Ayize are up to. Y'all always up to something.
Always doing something. They always do it. The whole family always doing something.
Family, yes. But the one thing that I love about them is they're always moving forward, and it's always something else that comes to help bring healing to the community, because that's what they do. So we thank you so much again for joining us. And you guys know what we need to do. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. This is B3rdPower here on Urban Style Media.
Join us for a B3rdPower special edition. It's the Virtual Youth Summit Town Hall, presented by Keon Works. We're continuing the conversation and putting the pieces together for change. August the 23rd, 2020 at 5 p.m. We're calling all youth advocates, entrepreneurs, and empowerment program directors. Register today at eventbrite.com. This is an episode you don't want to miss. B3rdPower Youth Summit Town Hall. Be there.
Welcome back. back to B to the Third Power here on Urban Style Media. Didn't I tell y'all we had an amazing show for you guys tonight?
Yes.
Good. Amazing. So much good information, and we want to make sure that it's always Sherri and I's mission to make sure you don't walk away empty-handed, okay?
Right.
So great information. I love both of them. It was great having Aiyana back, great meeting Samia and the information that's coming forth for them.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, if you want to know what's going on in the community, turn into B to the Third Power, because we are giving it to you. We're letting you know how we're involved. We're letting you know what's happening in the community. People are building businesses. People are, guiding entrepreneurs into people who are interested in building businesses. We have counseling services coming on. We are interested in being intentional, bridging gaps, and building the community. Simple as that.
Bringing you good resource information.
Right.
Always bringing you good resource information. So we never want you to walk away empty-handed. We are definitely, like Sherri said, being intentional. We're intentional with the information we bring before you. I don't know if y'all paid attention, but we want to make sure that you connect with those who have been with us tonight. Make sure that you get online, go to Therapy for Black Folks. If you're on Facebook, make sure you join that group, and be sure to check out Flavors Culinary Kitchen. What's your flavor? What's your flavor.co. Make sure you go there and check them out, especially if you're in the DMV and you're a chef and you're shopping for a new commercial kitchen home. Out. You don't want to miss those resources, because one thing that Samia said that is so true, you want to be in places where people are interested, invested in your growth, not taking away your business, but helping you to grow your business and take you to the next level so that you can succeed. It's not that often that you find people, they're out there, but it's not that often that you find people that are really interested in helping you to grow your business at the same time. So make sure you connect with them. But man, time always flies when we have fun cheer.
It always flies by, and the next thing you know, we're having to give the wrap up. But I think we gave some very, very good information, and make sure that you share, like, and follow. Share, like, and follow. I got it.
And follow. Yes, make sure you do that.
Share, like, and follow.
Make sure you do that. Yes.
That's right, because sharing is caring. And if you have any questions, or you'd like to appear on B3rd Power to promote your book, to promote whatever you have going on in the community, make sure you send us an email to B3rdPower. That's B3rdPower@gmail.com, and someone will get back to you with the calendar to schedule. It's just that simple.
That's simple.
Just that simple.
It's that simple. Why? Because we're all about investing and building our community. And with that being said, don't forget, parents, make sure your kids sign up for the Youth Summit, the Youth Summit Town Hall. You don't want to miss it. Go register them at eventbrite.com. And be sure to send your nominations to B3rdPower@gmail.com for the Community of Champion Awards. We want to recognize you. Now, if you don't get recognized, it's probably because somebody forgot to nominate you. And yes,
don't
you
be mad.
Yourself. Nominate yourself.
Nominate yourself.
If nobody else is looking at the community efforts and initiatives that you're doing, it's okay. Nominate you. But how do you do that?
Sometimes you got to encourage yourself.
Encourage yourself. Nominate yourself if necessary. But if you don't get recognized, it's because we ain't know, baby. And how are we gonna know? Send your nominations to B3rdPower@gmail.com. We want to hear from you guys. I'm telling you, we're doing some amazing things this year, and you don't want to miss out. So stay connected, because that's why you follow, so you can stay connected and you know what's going on over here in the G3 community. All right.
Exactly.
Shout out to G3. So excited.
G3.
Shout out to G3, because baby, he's home this week. Woo, woo.
G3.
G3, we're so excited. We can't wait to link up with you. We know you're probably somewhere asleep right now, and that's okay. We appreciate it.
Yeah, because he came back today, right? Or was it yesterday?
Yeah, I think he flew overnight, so he's probably somewhere knocked out sleep right about now. But that's
right.
We're excited. We can't wait to reconnect with him. We miss him so much. But As always, remember, today is a great day to make a difference in the lives of those that are around you. I'm Lynn Tate.
And I'm Sherri Cook.
And this has been B3rd Power here on Urban Style Media. You all have a fantastic week.